They got chemtrails going already this morning. That's so sad.
What you want me to say about that?
You want
Because if I
to
go,
turn it.
oh, she spoke to us?
No.
Oh,
I was going to speak, but then I started saying stuff else, so I was like, dang.
So you want to blame me for you not speaking? I was looking at the
Really, I
camera.
do. But you should.
I was looking at the camera. You see that?
It's like, normally I do.
Don't nobody know how to take no ownership. They just want to blame everything on you. It's hard being a man in a relationship because everything will end up back at your doorstep. But that's what we do. Speaking of that, we want to go over uh, the concept that she introduced to me that I really believed in, but she really brought to me. That's really helping me grow as a man and to try to be uh, the best man for her that I can be, which is I'm trying to be perfect. So the only way I can be perfect is if I listen to, the person that I'm trying to do this with. And so she came to me with a concept, and her family's really big on this. That I haven't really heard it in this way, which is being on the same team.
Oh, yeah.
So
We got a team.
with that said, the last 2 days probably wasn't the best for us. You know what I'm saying? We had some, and we potentially still could have some. You know how you get out of a situation, you got some like backlash, or like how you got like an earthquake, and then like a couple hours later they get you what's called an aftershock. So I mean, we kind of simmered it down.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Excuse
yeah.
me.
Uh, bless you.
Thank you. And my eucalyptus.
She don't even put it. She don't even put it on when she sneezes.
It's
I
just
be
some
telling her.
eucalyptus
I be
oil.
telling her, man, you sneezing, I'll put it on. Well, I'll do it later. Anyway, so anyway, so we didn't have the best couple of days. You know, you know how it is, back and forth. But that's for private. But one thing that you got to come to a conclusion on is we got to stay to our core principles that we're not going to never intentionally do each other wrong, and that we're not leaving each other. So never doing each other wrong are the principles of life. You got to be aware that you're breaking them to be intentionally doing them wrong, which we'll discuss principles, I guess, too. And then never leaving, which means when you get so tired, when you get so fatigued, when you get so frustrated, that you stay. So every relationship goes through the ups and downs, and being in love, man, they we gotta stop watching this TV stuff, which is why we trying to put our image out there, just because we don't want no pats on the back. We just trying to be real and candid, man. Being in love sometimes it's a battle, man.
It is.
Sometimes you spend more time in love fighting each other to prove that you love each other than you do actually loving each other. And people get confused at arguments, or I don't even call them arguments, because most times I don't even feel like we've ever argued before. I feel like we have both just not understood each other. And she's taught me too a language. We'll talk about that at one point. There's a language that we speak with as men and a language we speak with as women that you gotta learn how to translate. And so sometimes she'll say something, and I'll be feeling like she coming for me, and then she'd be like, "Why you being so sensitive?" And I'm like, "Cause." And then I'll say something, and she'll jump off, and I'll be like, "That's not even what I meant." So, but when you watch TV and they tell you all these good stuff, yeah, they show you one portion of it. So when you get into an altercation, as it is described, you think that you had a bad day. But every time we get out of a situation where we don't, for some reason, agree initially on our concept of thought, anytime we get out of it, we get better. Is that not right? And you can't never get better unless you go through the situations, the trials, the tests, and all that. So that's the main thing. So that's what I have to continue to tell her as the protector of the house. When we in a situation, quite often,
So cold out
I know, I know it, and quite often what'll happen is, you know, women, they get into their, normally they'll get in their way. They don't mean no harm. They just trying to preserve. That's what they know how to do, is to preserve themselves. And they some real hustlers. You want to meet a hustler, you go find you a woman, a black woman. That's the strongest hustler on this earth, because she got everything that's standing against her. The black man might have his life the hardest in some instances, but the most disrespected and the most hustle game you're gonna get is from a black woman. So all you know, and just think about it. When you hustle, do you got time to cry? Hell no. When you hustling, do you got
My mom
time?
used to say, no whiny baby.
Oh, everything. When you hustling, you ain't got time to really even stress out. You just got time to make it. So sometimes when we have our situations and with women, but you know, just discussing us personally, she gets stuck in a hustling mindset. You know, when we having a, you know, disagreement. So when we disagree, I'm finally at the point where I'm like, okay, let me drop my selfishness and stop trying to prove my point. You feel me? Let me just let her know, regardless of who may be wrong or right, or who presented their point better, we still in this thing together. You feel me? And sometimes it take a long time. I'll be quite honest. It's kind of tough, because you try to present that to them the first time. They hustling so much with the right to be mad that they ain't even hearing you. Yeah, okay. So you just trying to play it off like it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gonna act like all this. No, it's not that. We can still go through that. Because you know, if I need to be disciplined on an action that I've done or words that I've said, ain't nobody trying to escape that. You need to discipline me when I act out of line and when I talk out of line. But all I'm saying is, right now we at an extreme point of irritation and frustration with each other that is very unsafe emotionally. We can't be so irritated with each other that we don't even want each other to hug each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big level of irritation. So when I realized that, I'm like, man, my point is done. I don't care. Let me just make sure that we good, make sure you good. You put the we before you. You put the we before I. So when I start being selfish, I'm like, you know what? Let me just go over there. And that's you know, and that's what you gotta do as a man. But you know, the men wanted to, but you gotta just continue to explain we on the same team. We on the same team. We on the same team, and eventually, it may take some time. Don't get frustrated with the time, because if she is a woman of her word, which she is, if you got the one, you don't have to worry about it. It's just sometimes you like, dang man, we can stop at any point. But if she's a woman of her word, she will do what she says she's gonna do. If she said she ain't gonna never intentionally do me wrong, she ain't gonna never leave me. The only opening to leaving is if a principle was broken on purpose. So if she knows that I am keeping the standards, like I know she keeping the standards, I know she not going nowhere, and I know I'm not going nowhere. I might get nervous, but we frustrated, because I'm like, you're not getting the point. But I know. So deep down in my heart, while she rejecting the we on the same team, or while I'm rejecting the we on the same team, that's where you feed life into your partner and let them know, like, yo, we in this thing. You know what I'm saying? And you don't use the we on the same team as a medicine for the actions that you did wrong, or the things you did to put yourself in that position. So don't get that twisted either. You don't never come to no woman saying, well, I was wrong, get over it. You feel me? That's so disrespectful. They experienced a level of pain, and they have the right to share that pain with you, and they have the right to experience and reminisce how foolish they felt they was in a situation that you put them in. And the same vice versa, but I can only speak from my perspective. So your job is to let her know whenever you get done being frustrated, we still gonna be in this thing together. And the way you know that he the one, because a man and he playing games, he gonna say whatever you get done and he gonna leave. He gonna say whatever you get done, we gonna be together, and he gonna still be right there with you, trying to rub on you, trying to hug on you while you pushing him off and mean mugging him and telling him to get out your face. He gonna still be right there.
Let me say something. So I feel like ladies the most. What are you getting on?
I don't know what that was.
I feel like the most difficult part of anything is to work on. Well, for me, I know it's like, because I'm very stubborn, so a lot of times it's just like, I ain't going. Like,
shit, not going.
like, I just ain't, like,
Shit, not going.
it is what it is at that point. So I feel like to overcome that, it's, as women, it's like it's hard because it's like sometimes it's like men get stuck in their ways of talking to you and they want to explain everything to you like right away. And when you in that moment of you ain't going, you ain't trying to hear that, like the best thing is to figure out how to effectively do that communication to like, look, bruh, I'm here, like, you know, I'm not going nowhere.
That's all.
But I need you to give me a, like, you back it up for
That's
1
all.
second.
That's all that we be needing. That's all we be needing. But in the height of the moment, it's very hard because, like I said, a woman gets stuck in that hustler mindset. You so focused on.
It's not even about that at the time because
It
at the
is
end of
that.
the day, it's like that's not how a woman thinks. When a woman is mad about something that you did and she trying to figure out, you know, like where her mind is at on the situation, she not thinking about no hustler status. She thinking about
That is a hustler
should
That's a
she
hustler
thinking
status.
about should I go on and, you know, set it off, or should I just be like charge this one to the game? Like sometimes even though you feel like you should do both, but it's like you really do gotta choose one or the other.
But that's what I'm
and
saying.
figure out what's gonna be best for your relationship and
this is what I'm
who's
saying.
really gonna be there. Because hold on,
Okay.
because a lot of times I feel like a lot of times we as strong women, like, we are not heard
Strong
enough.
women.
Huh?
Strong women.
Strong women, yeah, we are not heard enough. So it's like when you feel like you voicing your opinion,
Heard enough. Okay, I thought you said hurt.
heard, yeah, like
Heard enough.
oh, you heard me. I feel like